Oh, wrong camera angle. Mark Wagner here, DentalBytes. How's everybody doing out there? This will be close to November when this goes out. That just blows my mind. I don't know. I think I say this at the intro all the time. It's like the Earth is spinning faster. Maybe it's the older we get. Time just seemingly goes faster and faster and faster. But I digress. Let's just bring my guest on here so that I'm just going to stop the whole rambling mumbo jumbo and get to it. I got Terry online here with me today, dental boss lady Pukanic. I butchered it?
Yep, you got it.
Oh, good. I'm a little dyslexic when it comes to this stuff. So, thanks for coming on. How are things going for you in Slave Lake?
Oh, it's always amazing up here in Slave Lake. I'm born and raised here, so we really enjoy small town community feel and focus. Practice is great. Travel is great. Dental boss lady is great. So yeah, I'm having fun.
How many folks are in Slave Lake?
We're a town town proper is about 7,000. Service area is about 10,000, and then a bit of a draw from surrounding communities, maybe 20,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have a Tim Hortons, obviously.
We have a Tim Hortons. We have
Stupid question.
Walmart. We have a Canadian Tire.
Oh, the works.
Yeah,
the works.
Yeah, we got the basics.
Well, it's like that's not so rural then,
No.
Let's get into it a little bit. Your beginnings. Where did the whole inspiration into dental? Where did it start? As a child, where did that all come?
Oh, I love to talk about this.
Good. Let's do it.
Yeah, you know what happened? So when I was about 9 years old, I've always lived in Slave Lake, so small town girl, and I was riding my bike, and a kid kind of ran in front of me, and I fell off my bike. My teeth hit the pavement before anything else. And it was a Saturday, and I remember running home to my mom, and I'm crying and I'm bleeding, and my front teeth are all busted, and they were my adult teeth. And we tracked down, this is the beauty of a small town. I mean, we tracked down our small town dentist on a Saturday night. I think he was playing softball somewhere, and he brought me into the office. He did 2 root canals, and he did some big kind of composite bonding and restored my smile. And I was like, that was pretty cool. He kind of changed my life. I thought, oh my
gosh.
It
the saying is like, not all heroes wear capes, right?
No,
that's
totally.
Sort of the sentiment. Yeah.
Yes, he was my hero at that point. So, from that point on, like I said, I was about 9 or 10 years old. I said I wanted to be a dentist. The other thing that had happened around that time too is I went to the orthodontist. So after this accident happened, then I went to the orthodontist, and I walked into the office, and the orthodontist was wearing shorts and like a t-shirt. It was just like very cash comparatively to like regular dental visits.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this looks fun. Like I can wear shorts to work and just kind of be chill.
Yeah.
So those 2 things, I think. And then, so since I was 9 or 10, I wanted to be a dentist, and I never veered off that path at all.
And how much fun have you been having? It's like since you started a practice, and it's a booming practice. What were the sort of the pillars behind making that such a success?
Well, it's interesting that you talk about having fun. It's that's one of my core values, and we have a lot of fun in practice, but it wasn't always that way. I came back to my hometown after dental school. I went to dental school at the U of A. I graduated in 2002. I came back to practice with my childhood dentist, and it was historically had been like a 1 doctor office. At the time I joined the practice, they didn't even have a hygienist. And so being from this town, my husband was from this town, my family was still in this town, and the dentist who had owned the practice had been kind of in existence for many years, like since the 70s. It had been in existence. And so I came back, started to practice, and knowing I was from that town, the current owner, who was my childhood dentist, he didn't want to keep it. He never planned to be in Slave Lake forever. And so about a month into my first associateship, he said, like, I think you should just buy it. And I was like, well, yeah, I think I should too. Like, I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
I'm not leaving here. My family's here. Everyone's here. So I bought that practice when I graduated dental school in 7 years because I just did 3 years of a bachelor's degree before I got into dental school. So I was like 23 when I graduated dental school. I was 24 when I bought this practice and inherited these 5 employees.
Just a young pup. You're a kid yourself at that
Yeah,
point.
totally. As well as I had an associate in my, childhood dentist. And, it was the first probably, 7 years were just fueled by, I can work my way through this. Like, I'm a hard worker. Dentists are very smart. We're very driven. We often define ourselves, and our success by how hard we work. We know if we just work hard, success is going to come. And that was sort of the approach I took. And at first, of course, it's very, very, exciting and inspiring to like have a new business and put your little, touches on it. And then the hard part comes where you actually try to make some lasting change, and maybe you get some team pushback, and it becomes not so fun anymore. And about 8 years in, I like hit a wall. I was like, I'm miserable in this job.
Like what like 3 key things attributed to that point?
I think a couple of things. I think I lost sight of like why I was there. And like I just started to feel like I was just like a hamster on a hamster wheel. It was like
purpose,
Day,
right? Lack of purpose.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. So like at the beginning, it was just, the purpose was just to be a dentist.
Yeah, right.
Right. And like to like figure out what I was doing on a day-to-day basis. I always knew from the time I bought that practice that team was important. I remember thinking and saying to my team when I very first took over that, I want to build a practice where nobody ever quits. Maybe you move away, but nobody quits because you don't like it here, because you think that the grass is greener somewhere else. So I can remember having that sort of vision and idea, but having that vision and idea and then actually putting into play are 2 totally different things, right?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, there's so many variables. So many variables. Yeah.
So many. So, so it was like I had no purpose. I was a terrible leader and a chronic micromanager, which drove myself and my team crazy.
You know what? Like, good on you for like coming to the self-realization. Like, how many of your colleagues out there are finger pointers and not taking on that onus? Like, there's that's I think a very critical piece, right?
Yeah, totally. And we will drive ourselves crazy. And so through that, I lacked trust in my team. I was frustrated with them all the time. And because of that, like, I got into this mindset. All I could see was the negative.
Yeah.
All I could see was everything that was going wrong.
Yeah.
My brain was not trained to see all the amazing things that they did do and everything that they did do right and how good we were doing that way. And I hit this wall and I thought, like, this can't be. I wanted to be a dentist since I was 9. Like, this can't be my life forever.
Yeah. Why do we like? Why is that like a human thing to just ruminate on the negatives? Yeah. Do you think that comes from like a control center or a lack of? Yeah, is it a lack of control too? Or just a lack of direction, even.
Yeah, I think it's hugely about lack of direction, purpose, a bigger why in your life, but also too, I think for dentists in particular, we're like rugged individualists. Like we are built to be competitive.
Yeah.
Like that we have to be so competitive in undergrad. We have to be so competitive in dental school. Then we have to compete with, the dentist down the street, which, I mean, we don't have to do that, but that is the way that this profession has sort
Hmm.
of, the culture has been built around it,
Right.
that we are competitive. So because we're competitive, because we're like these rugged individualists, we constantly think like it's just easier to do it by myself. And
Yeah.
it's these
Right.
limiting beliefs that we put in our own brains that,
Right.
nobody can do it as good as I can. I can't trust people to do it right. If I train them to do it and they leave, then I'm screwed.
Right.
So I may as well just keep doing it the hard way, all by myself. Yeah, so I think it's a few of those different factors.
I don't know. I don't know why at this moment, but the Frozen movie, like the "Let It Go, Let It Go."
Yeah, yeah.
It's a little. Maybe there's a little bit of that, right? Like,
Oh,
you just kind of have to. It's a leap of faith a bit, right? And also healthy systems, right? I'm sure
oh,
we're gonna get into like how important systems are throughout
oh,
the
yes.
entire business, right?
Yeah. Oh, totally. We say there's a saying, I don't know who said it. I think Marcus Lemonis maybe said it, but like systems run the business and people run the systems. So like you just have to get the systems in place and then you can start to trust the people to just run the systems. And now you just manage the systems instead of managing the people. And I think
Yeah.
dentists very much get caught up in managing the people.
Hmm.
And wanting it to be perfect too. I think dentists are, ingrained in us. Like we work in fractions of millimeters, and
Yeah.
perfection is key, right?
Totally.
So
Yeah.
now, because we expect perfection in ourselves, we now have a honestly sometimes unrealistic expectation of perfection in our team members, forgetting like they're humans and so are we, and like they
Yeah.
make mistakes and so do we.
Yeah. And how critical is it that, like we talked about this before we jumped on, like culture and just
Yeah, yeah.
the environment in the practice, like
Hmm.
the patients, like like humans are built to sense these things. Like you can almost
Oh,
smell it in the walls when you're coming into a
oh
spot,
yes.
and you can realize that there's tension in the air. Like there's something about a practice that runs smoothly. Everybody has their responsibilities in place. There's
Hmm.
these like centers of operation, and everybody's responsible. How important is the team huddle, the communication, and all of this too?
Oh, like it's the base of the pyramid, I say. Like, building your team culture, which has to start with purpose and vision, and then core values are a big factor in that, hiring people for what they value and attitudes as opposed to skill. I say, like I said, it's the base of the pyramid. It's like, do not pass go. Do not try to do anything else until you have that solid team in place who understands why they're there, where we're going, and who on the team sort of is with them and who's valuing the same things that we do or we say
Yeah.
we do.
And then empowering them, right? And making sure that they have
Oh,
everything
yeah.
they need to be successful too.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe investing in some tools and things like that, so that
Hmm.
they're not. I think it's at the end of the day, it's always about like if you're spinning your tires in anything you are doing in life, that's just a recipe for burnout. So that's if you look
Oh,
around and
yeah.
everybody in your practice is spinning tires and nobody's moving the needle anywhere, it's that's tough.
Yeah. And if
Um,
everyone's there just for a job,
yeah, yeah,
it
that's it.
doesn't work.
That's the whole purpose part, right? Like to be
Yeah.
to feel like you're impactful, and you're like we
Hmm.
spend so much time working, so it's nice to
Hmm.
feel like coming out of that I'm contributing, like I'm
Hmm.
value, like
Hmm.
that's huge.
Hmm.
How much a part of that burnout too is scope of practice and the dentistry that you're doing too? Does that
Hmm.
factor into it as well? Like if we talk about the dental practice and like primarily doing single unit posterior work, I think too, it's like if you can do more, and like there's so many awesome and cool things that you guys could get into now with so many very expensive pieces of technology also.
Hmm. Yeah.
How much does that impact the whole kind of the variable as well?
Oh, I think massively. And I think that a lot of dentists, and I did this, we operate from this idea that we should or we have to,
Right.
and not necessarily that we actually want to or we enjoy it. So we tell ourselves that we have to do this type of dentistry. We can't refer it out or get somebody else to. My patients will leave if I don't do this. We have to see this certain type of patient who actually we don't enjoy seeing, and we can't say no because what's going to happen. And it's like we constantly work in this mindset of scarcity. And that's where that idea of the competition comes in, as opposed to thinking in this mindset of abundance. Like there's more than enough to go around.
Yep.
You don't have to do everything, especially if you don't enjoy it. Don't do what you don't enjoy.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that makes total sense to me. And there's going to be somebody else there that would enjoy that, that treatment or that procedure or whatever that might be. So,
and I think it changes through your career too. So I've had the pleasure of working with an incredible dentist, Dr. Natalie Stone, for 17, 18 years that we've worked together. And there's ways. I think that a lot of dentists don't like fillings. Right. Yeah. We kind of go, like, I'm kind of fillinged out. I saw an Instagram reel, I think, where like there was a dentist who was saying that, if your dentist tells you that you need a filling, like they're not doing it for the money. Trust me, no dentist loves to do fillings. But, a couple of points to this. You can take courses now that actually make fillings fun again. Right? Like I'm thinking like the BioClear courses, the Elevate Dentistry courses, like that actually take this, simple thing that we do every day and can elevate it to a different standard and a different level and make it fun again.
Yeah.
But also too, there's I don't know if it's just us and family, general single tooth practice or what, but, sometimes Natalie and I will joke that, just give me some fillings. Like they're so simple. They're so easy. Like patients generally don't complain. They're not expensive. They're mostly covered by insurance. We have very little post-op complications, right? I can get in and get out and be done. So, don't discount fillings. They get a bad rap, I think. But
I mean, when you look at the mix of your business, like single unit posterior is probably the I would arguably say like 70-80% of the work to do out there. So like it's all stuff going on interproximally and away you go, right? Like we don't floss, right?
Totally.
Yeah.
But don't discount. I mean, we can't discount too, like, general family bread and butter practice. Like, I mean, I built a $5 million practice on general bread and butter family practice. So you can be very successful without having to do all the fancy stuff.
Yeah, I think, and we've kind of, and this is what I feel across the board is, let's do that and have that foundation, but also let's find the things that kind of light your fire, right? Like like if there's certain aspects or a piece of technology that's fun to use, then go for it, right?
Totally.
Like, and I see the folks that really enjoy the work too is the collaboration. Like, yes, there's this competitive nature to you guys, and I love it. It's great, right? But like, let's collaborate. Let's work together. Let's learn from each other. Let's build communities. Like that's, that you're all over social media with your dental boss lady, and it's great. You're sharing knowledge. I think that's what we should be doing.
That's where the real winning happens. Totally. Is that collaboration, not competition. Think in abundance, not in scarcity. There's more than enough for all of us. Yeah.
And I think most communities are underserved, and where we revolve around in Dentists on Demand is we're telling your folks' story as a marketing company, as individuals, like, let's educate, let's work together and as a community and promote dentistry, right? And its importance, and like you tell me how many things stem to, poor oral health. Like scientifically, there's all these things, we can list off that it's so important for these folks to get in there. And, we can talk about sleep and airway and all sorts of really interesting things that I think the general public is unaware of too. Like,
Mhm.
what lights your fire? What type of dentistry that what do you like to see on the chart when you're coming in the morning?
Well, I actually, so ortho was really always my passion. And being in a small community, like our nearest orthodontist is about 2.5 hours away. So, for kids who wanted braces way back in the day, parents had to drive every month 2.5 hours for those 5-10 minute appointments. You broke a bracket, you got to drive in, take a day off of work. So I almost landed into it, I think, a little bit accidentally, because I could see the need for
Yeah,
it in our community. So
Mm-hmm.
now for me, my practice now is limited to ortho, both regular braces, and we do a lot of Invisalign. So it's funny, where my story started was I saw the orthodontist in shorts.
Yeah.
And now I'm basically functioning inside my general practice as an orthodontist. But I do think that we have built our practice as this super GP style practice.
And to me that seems like by default, just based on serving how many dentists are in the area too, right?
So we had, for the longest time, there were 2 dental offices.
Mm-hmm.
We had 3 dentists in our practice, and the other practice had generally 2 dentists.
Yeah.
And then just in the last probably 4 years, 2 other offices have opened with solo dentists in them. So I think overall we've got, 3, 4, 5, about 6 or 7 dentists total.
Mm-hmm. But that's like, you're not serving the 20,000 population still. There's and there's all sorts. I would imagine all sorts of interesting things that are coming through, right? It's like from that, from that population. Cool. Yeah. Okay, let's dive into the Dental Boss Lady. When did this light bulb come off? And now was this when you sort of hit your own inflection point and realized, once you worked all these things out for yourself, you wanted to then turn around and be that inspiration to others? Let's get into that.
So, I didn't have that. This wasn't sort of a vision that I had for a super long time. It wasn't, in my vision. When I got burnt out, the number one life-changing shift I made, it was either quit and go back to school and figure out a different path for my life and sell the practice and do something completely different, or I had to figure out a purpose and a vision about why I was there that was so compelling, exciting, and motivating that it, first of all, lit me up, and second of all, lit my team up so that we were all excited about it. So in 2011, 2012, I took probably 3 months to create this, what I now call the founding vision of our office. But it's funny because when I talked with Dennis about vision, a lot of offices have a vision. They call it a vision or a mission statement. And it's like these 5 sentences that they put up on a frame in the wall, and they never reference it and they don't talk about it.
Yeah.
And it's just an exercise that they did at a team meeting, but it really is not a working, living document in their practice. So in 2012, and I had lots of coaches and consultants to this point. And sure, they had asked me to make a vision, but it was like that 5-sentence thing we did in a team meeting with everybody. But what I did then was I sat down, I got honest with myself about how I wanted to be a dentist, the impact that I wanted to make in my practice, in my community, on my patients, what our patient experience specifically looked like, what our team experience specifically looked like. Because, when you talk about having an impact, especially as a dentist, I lecture about this, is like, we have to own so much the impact we have on people's lives. We have massive impacts on people's lives, just like you said, like airway and aesthetics and speech and function and pain and comfort and all of these things that we can actually change people's lives. And I think we oftentimes don't give ourselves enough credit, and we don't take it seriously enough that we're changing lives here. So I created this vision in 2012. And like I said, I didn't even know if this was going to work. I just knew I needed it for me. That's who I created it for. Cause it's like, I'm going to quit otherwise. Like, so I need this vision to pull me in the right direction. So I created what I thought was a very impactful, motivating, inspiring vision for me. And I was lit up about it. I was so excited about it. And I had a 2-day meeting and I shared it with my team, and which is hard. It's very vulnerable to share your biggest, grandest, maybe delusional, hopes and dreams and desires, right?
It really is. Yeah.
Yes. It's scary. Like, what if they reject you? What if they're like, I don't like that idea. I don't want to go along with this. And I had a team member who wasn't excited about it and who ended up leaving. But I always tell Dennis, I'd rather know that now than have her stay on for the next 10 years and just drag me down. So I went into this meeting with my team, and I still have team members with me who were in this meeting. And, they will recall when I actually said, look, like, I'm going in this direction and I'm not dragging you with me. So you're either on the bus and we're excited, or kindly just get off the bus. And like I said, I had one person get off the bus. So, but I had no idea how life-changing this was going to be. I did it for me. It was like 25 pages. It was the craziest like manifesto of how to run a dental office. And slowly, with a lot of pain and tears and effort, and but we knew where we were going, we implemented. And it took me a long time. And then finally in 2018, that was when I started Dental Boss Lady, and it was born out of the idea that I wanted to I knew the impact I was having inside the 4 walls of my dental practice on my patients and my team. And I wanted to have a bigger impact than that. So that's how it was born.
That's amazing. I love it. I can feel the energy in that. It's infectious, and good on you, like to go for it. I think, there's nothing but positive coming from that. Now, you talked about, and I've seen there's your philosophy revolves around the 4 pillars. Let's get into that. What are the 4 pillars?
Oh, the 4 pillars. Okay, the 4 pillars are vision first.
Okay.
Always vision first.
And not just fluff. And I love that. Like, fluff. It's not just some poster up on the wall. It's the vision first, and then the poster's made after the fact. Like, it should stem from some very deep fundamental level. And I'm jumping in and like, I'm just stealing your infectious vibe here. So that's okay. Number 1, vision first. What's the next?
Vision first. Team number 2.
Yeah.
You can't create an amazing team without the vision that sets the tone and sets the direction, and everybody knows where we're going. So the vision is your bus. I love this book, The Energy Bus, by the way, which I read after I created my vision. Okay.
I'm looking this one up.
I have it right here. It's by John Gordon. I have it literally right here. This is it.
Okay.
The Energy Bus.
Yeah. I'm looking it up. Gordon. I love a good book.
Yeah, and I read that book after I created what I did, and I was like, holy cow, this is like exactly what I did. But basically, he gives the analogy. The vision is basically the bus. It's like, hop on the bus, come with me, I'm going this direction.
Yeah.
Then figuring out the team is where you actually figure out and make sure that you only have people on your team who share your core values.
Got it.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. And then also you have to find the right seats on the bus for all of your team.
Sure. Maybe there's some people that don't fit on the bus.
Totally. Or there's some people who share the values, but you don't have them in the right seat right now.
Oh, I love this.
Right?
This
You're not
is great. This is
valuing
great.
how they work and what they bring. So you got to figure that out.
Yeah.
So it's vision. It's team. The next pillar is systems. Systems.
Yeah.
Systems. I think I actually feel sad. I've done lots of coaching in my lifetime, and luckily my very first coaches were very systems based. Mm-hmm. And we implemented systems like nobody's business. And I think there's a trend in dentistry that I even see with the dentists that I work with of like having multiple practices and trying to get to as many locations. It's like, the first person to the most locations wins or something. I don't know. But what I do know is these dentists get in the weeds because they have not systematized practice number one.
Right.
And then they just try to go and outwork and out hustle in practice number two, and it is not working.
It sounds like a race to insanity.
It completely is. It completely is. Same thing even with like growing, right? Dentists think and dental practice owners think like, I just want to grow. I need more new patients. But literally, if you don't have systems, if I threw 150 new patients at your practice tomorrow, like you would implode. Without systems, right?
Geez, like I'll jump in here. I like jumping in, obviously. I'll even I'll echo that in the front end, like receiving marketing calls. Like there's folks calling into the front of. There's so much missed on that. Just like I'm tweaking out here because it's like there's so much missed opportunity in just simply if you have the vision in place. People are in the right seat. Everybody is on board. Even answering the phone is done according to that vision, right?
Yes.
I see the miss there on the like. That's I'm working on something in the background that's it's sort of I'm going to be training front end teams. So I've really been thinking about this portion of it, but yeah, we can go off on so many tangents.
Totally.
So number 4, let's get to number 4.
Number 4 is tracking and metrics.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Like we're running multi-million-dollar businesses, many of us. And, I was just talking with an accountant who runs an incredible accounting firm called Shift Accounting. Just over the weekend, I was at a conference and he is deep in numbers and KPIs. He's not like a traditional like tax accountant, but we were joking about how most dentists run their practices on what we call the master KPI, which is like how much money you have in your bank account.
I know, it's bananas.
Yeah, yes. It's nuts.
Oh, we can spend a whole episode just on this alone. So what are you doing to manage your metrics then? Is there are you using like a care crew and a nice dashboard? What is it that you're using?
So you know what? So I manage, and this is how simple it can be when I talk to dentists. Stop running your practice out of your checking account, first of all. B, it can be, we ran a $5 million practice using Excel spreadsheets. We exported numbers manually. I had different team assigned to tracking numbers. We put them all in a spreadsheet. We look at them monthly. You do not need anything fancy to start to manage the numbers and the metrics. But what's important, what is key, is I actually understood how sort of dentists don't understand metrics. When I got asked a question, I was doing a lecture in Las Vegas and a dental practice owner came up to me. She said, we track the metrics, but then we don't know what to do when they're low. And I'm like, oh, well, that's where the system is tied to the metric.
Yeah.
So if this is low, which system is tied to this number? And now you just go and focus on that system. And you can see this light bulb went off in her brain because I think a lot of dentists track metrics. Or some dentists. I'm not going to say a lot, but I think some dentists track, but they don't know what to do with the numbers. They don't know.
That would be an interesting poll to run. If folks now were honest in answering that and what what they're looking at. So what were the most important 3 key things that you looked at numbers wise on a monthly?
We looked at probably the top ones. I have about 10. I don't know. You're putting me on the spot. I don't know if I can pull them off the top of my head.
I love putting people on the spot. It's great.
Definitely production.
Yeah.
Production. Definitely new patients. And definitely production, new patients, and next visit booked.
Yeah, retention. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, if you're running a strong practice, the average number of patients that are walking out the back door, it's like a 10 or 11%. So yeah, that's a big, very important one. And like a lot of folks are focused on, yes, new patients, but you want to keep patients. Like that's the name of the game. And how are you doing? What things are you doing? And are you building those relationships with your people? And do you know them on a, like, not just a superficial level, right? It's and that comes with a lot, like that's a personality type too, I think, getting to know people. And I think like a lot
as dentists, like, I mean, our emotional intelligence has to be as high as our IQ,
right?
As dentists, like the most successful dentists are the ones who can communicate, who can lead, who can negotiate, who can talk, who can actively listen with both our patients and our team. That's going to be a bigger predictor of success than just being a technically good dentist. Because I'll tell you, I mean, I am definitely not the best technically amazing dentist, but I know how to communicate, and that has been the biggest part of my success.
Yeah, right. And how tough is that? Like, there are a lot of introverts out there, and it's tough. It's really tough for those people. So, like, get a great practice manager in place, and let them sort of run those things so that you can be a technically great dentist and just worry about those things, right?
Yes.
Having the right people and like with the responsibilities in place, and like we talk about the business center and the back of the house, the clinical center, like treating those as two separate entities that are sort of balanced and blended together to create the full vision, right? So important. Like I was a Shine rep for when I started this whole thing, and walking into a practice in the middle of a day on a Wednesday, and it was empty. And just having the dentist thumb through the catalog, like looking at finding the cheapest price on gloves, like the focus is not in the right spot here, right? It's there's a lot of things to do. Like obviously you want to keep an eye on these things. We don't want to spend too much on our product or whatever, our supply, but like it's tough. Like you guys have wearing a lot of hats. It's not for the faintest of heart, for sure. And I get why it's I get the stress. I get patients, typically you want to give them the best experiences possible, but the dental practice is not the most exciting place for folks to come and visit. It's there's pain involved, anxiety, there's the subconscious thing of folks, like the neglect. They know that there's stuff going on that they're kind of ashamed to admit that it is going on in their mouths. Like,
well, and I think that speaks to like understanding too what you want your patient experience to look like, right? When we talked about our patient experience and sort of like our founding vision and really understanding, there are things in dentistry that we cannot change. Like I cannot change the fact that I have to give you a needle. I cannot change the fact that I have to use a very loud drill that is very annoyingly in your brain when I'm in your mouth, right? I cannot change the fact that I'm going to try to fit as many tools as I possibly can in your mouth at one time.
Why do you guys do that? That's true. That dam and things. Oh, man.
Right? Yeah. The dam, the suction, the mirror, right? Like, so there's certain things that we can't change. But if you look further outside that bubble, right, of the things that we can't change, and are so many things that we absolutely can change about a patient experience, right? We can change how we answer the phone, how we talk to patients, how we greet them when they come in the door, how we seat them, how we do a new patient intake, how we do a preclinical interview, how we give them time to feel like a human and not just a set of teeth walking in the door. How
Right.
our patients, how our team interacts with them, how our doctors interact with them, how we create that relationship, how we make sure that we're reading, are they comfortable or not?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? Like I actually, we got, so two things. I'm old school. I graduated in 2002. So we did not use loops in dental school. So loops became something that I added into my practice later on down the road when my eyesight kind of started to get worse as I aged.
Yeah.
Right. And then even in terms of like the PPE that patients wear, right, we switched over to sunglasses because we recognize the lights are bright and all of these things. So those two things, I used to be able to rely on looking at patients' eyes to understand if they were comfortable or not.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right. You'd see them wincing or kind of, changing their eyes. Their eyes would go big or, they'd sort of close and maybe get really quiet. But, and you could kind of tell if they were uncomfortable. But with loops, I can't see their eyes anymore.
Right.
And with the dark sunglasses, I can't see their eyes. So now we have to work on different ways. But I think a lot of times dentists will miss those cues that patients are uncomfortable. We can make dentistry comfortable, but sometimes the pressures of our schedule and meeting the production goals and making sure we get this done today.
And you got to get home and get Joey to soccer.
It weighs on you.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. It's tough. Yeah. It's a very delicate dance. So you guys, like, it's a fine line, right? With and kudos to you for your success. It's really awesome. And for giving back. It's, that's inspiring. It's really cool I love when people just kind of are doing the right thing and then they're showing other folks about like how the pathway for that. I think let's not hoard this information in. Let's share it.
Yeah. And I mean, through I've made so many mistakes. Like, this is why I always say, like, this is what really gives me the pleasure and the privilege to talk to other dentists, is just because I don't want you to make all the mistakes I did.
Yeah.
I happen to learn from my mistakes because I got miserable, and I just want to spread that to help you not make the same mistakes. Yeah,
it's great. And I think that's the right coming to the right journey in life is like, if you've done something right, then we're not here forever. So why not like impart that with the young folks that are coming up and through, and then the industry, the knowledge and everything behind it, even like clinically too, we're moving forward as like as a singular unit in it all, and who benefits is like the patients in the end, right? The care that they get and we're all benefiting from it at the end. Let's I gotta wrap it up here. Yeah. I'm coming up to the end of the hour here. I got actually somebody else jumping on with me. I do things like I'm crazy man. How would folks, if they want to get in touch with you, what would be the best way to do so?
Well, I'm super active on Instagram, so follow me on Instagram at DentalBossLady, and then my website is www.dentalbosslady.com. There it is. You can see I offer some free stuff, some free trainings. Take advantage of the free stuff. I'm hosting a webinar on October 28th, so that info will be on there or on my Instagram. So website or Instagram.
There you go. I love it. Terry, this has been awesome. I want to have you back on. I'm losing my
I got you all choked up, Mark.
I'm fighting back the tears, I love it. I just it's great to see somebody like that's doing the right thing, like, and having the energy to then like put that out there. Like, you took the leap of faith and decided to take control of your destiny, and by doing all the right things. One very important question though, are you wearing shorts to your practice?
Not yet.
Terry, that's how you're going to come full circle with this.
I know. Okay, now you've inspired me. I got to get
there. You go. You got I want to have I want to see the Instagram picture of you just like, I've made it.
It's
I'm
coming.
wearing
That's right.
shorts.
Okay. I'm wearing shorts. Yep, you got it. Okay. It's
Okay,
coming.
great. Good. All right. Any last final thoughts?
No, I just wanted to say thank you so much for having me. I think it's great to like get great dental leaders together, to have a bigger impact and have dentists understand we are having a big impact on patients and team. And let's just share the knowledge. Let's all have
Yeah.
fun together. Let's lift dentistry up together because it is very hard and can feel so isolating. I sound very excited and motivated by it, but like I still have hard days and I don't want dentists to feel alone in the despair of how hard dentistry is because it is hard.
It is. Yeah. And like you said it like over and over again. You can't do everything on by yourself, right?
No.
Yeah.
No.
So, thank you so much, Terry, for spending the hour with me. And I want to let's keep in touch for sure.
For sure.
Yeah. Like this, I think you're in the same wavelength of everybody in my network too. And this is like I think just have fun together.
Yes.
Life is hard enough. So
don't take yourself so seriously, Dennis. It's not that serious. It's just a tooth.
It's just a tooth. Yeah. Right. Awesome. Have a great weekend. This is it's crazy. It's
you too.
And Merry Christmas. Might as well get that out of the way here now. Right?
Seriously.
All right. Take care.
All right. Okay. Thanks. Bye.